do you have any investments in cryptocurrency?
I barely have any investments that aren't in cryptocurrency. How can I afford anything in crypto?
Oh, Curtis.
My investment is my home.
And that is the best investment. My actual pops, as I call him, my dad, he has he's always such a forward thinker. Right when it came out, he did a little here, a little there. I mean, not much, but And so I chat with him about it and this and that. I've never done it because Richard's like, no, we don't want to get into that. And but you know what? I was chatting with a mortgage broker and saying, what's up with this cryptocurrency and buying real estate? So, because, we haven't seen it really in our area, but, cryptocurrency, you'd be interested. People have used it to buy real estate, but not in the typical sense that you think that they're just going to buy property and, here's my cryptocurrency account or whatnot, or transfer it to the seller. No, what they usually do is sell their cryptocurrency. You got to find somebody to buy it, and then they deposit the money in their account, and then they use that money, obviously, to purchase real estate. So it came from it, but it's not what they actually use to buy real estate. But she warned to make sure you have a proper paper trail of when you bought it and what the value is, and when you sell it. Don't sell it before you have documentation, she says. A lot of people have made that mistake. That's been a huge for people. And this mortgage broker and advisor, who is Jessica Oates of Dominion Lending, gave me this advice the other day. She said, otherwise the bank can't see where all your money came from, and a proof of deposit into your account is not good enough. They actually want to see where did this money come from that you deposited in your account. So you have to have proof of when you sold it. And you should have proof of when you bought it as well. Always keep a paper trail in everything in life.
That's good advice. That's real good advice, yeah.
Don't kill the trees, but please keep a paper trail. So I wanted to chat about, unfortunately, death happens in our lives. It is inevitable. If you live, you will eventually die.
Speak for yourself. I'm going to live forever somehow.
I'm glad you're keeping it lighthearted.
I haven't quite figured it out, but I'm going to do it.
The tree of life, or what's that? There's got to be some secret potion.
That's right. The Fountain of Youth. I'm still looking for it.
Fountain of Youth. I heard it's in Florida somewhere.
I'll have to go down and have a look.
Yes. So what happens when a party to a contract involving real estate dies? Well, what happens when an individual buyer or seller dies prior to the completion of a transaction involving real estate? You wonder what could happen. Well, at common law, a contract may be discharged or set aside on the ground of frustration where an unforeseen event renders the contract physically or commercially impossible to fulfill. Courts have considered whether the death of a party to a contract for a real estate transaction amounts to frustration of the contract, but have held that the contract will only be frustrated if there is some personal aspect of the deceased that was central to the contract. So hear this. In a 1996 case called Butterfield versus Todd Estate, the deceased had entered into an agreement with the plaintiff to jointly purchase a property and share the mortgage and maintenance payments. The executor of the deceased's estate refused to fulfill the deceased's obligation under the contract. Well, the British Columbia Court of Appeal held that the estate was obligated to pay the deceased's share of the purchase price of the property and to share mortgage and maintenance payments. Well, these were financial obligations of the deceased that were not something that only he was capable of performing personally. So given the case, in most other cases, if a seller or buyer dies prior to the completion of a real estate transaction, then the obligation to complete the transaction on behalf of the deceased falls to their executor and is not extinguished by reason of such death. There may be a delay to the completion of the transaction while an executor or administrator is recognized to administer the deceased's estate. Such a delay may be particularly problematic if the transaction is part of a land assembly, as the entire land assembly and redevelopment process could be stalled. And I have a few land assemblies right now, and I'm working on another one in Chilliwack, putting it together. And there are multiple. There's 8 in one. There's 3 in another. There's 6 in another. There's I think 7 in another one. So there's multiple owners, and you never know. This can be an issue. So best to be prepared and know what may happen. So in British Columbia, our beautiful province here, one way to minimize the delays caused by the death of a seller is to apply to court on an urgent basis for a limited grant of administration, allowing the applicant to deal specifically with the land under contract rather than any other aspect of the deceased's estate. The provisions of the Wills, Estates, and Succession Act give the courts the jurisdiction to grant this type of relief. To obtain a limited grant like this, the applicant must show that there are special circumstances, that such an appointment is necessary, and that it does not prejudice the interests of the beneficiaries of the deceased estate. So this is why you would always want to speak with a lawyer on your behalf. You always want to be very communicative. You want to make sure you let them know everything that's happening. Don't hold out any information that you may think, some people just don't know that the more you talk, the more you say, the more things are revealed that could help you, especially when you're talking with your professional. So talk with your lawyer if anything like this should come up, or if there's a possibility of it. But if you didn't know, and who knew that this is the Wills, Estates and Succession Act, was available, and this could help in that state. So thought I would give that advice. And on when we actually we're going to go on a break in a little bit, but when we come back, we're going to talk about how every stage of real estate development adds value, and there's quite a few stages and very interesting information. Even if you aren't that kind of a mindset, good to know, good information here on our show. Now, if you have, all of our listeners, if you have, and Curtis, of course, yourself as well. Now, if you have a local business or you're an entrepreneur, I am actually wanting to help and support our local businesses on entrepreneurs. Anybody in commission sales, such as myself, as I understand commission sales, or in charge of growth at your company. If you're wanting growth whatsoever in what you do and what you are helping this world with, and you're sharing with this world, then contact me. I would love to help you. So just wanted to put that out there. Do you know anybody in the either early stages of growth?
I'd have to think about, probably. I just off the top of my head, nothing's coming to mind, but I'm sure I do.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's like go through your contact list and go, okay, who like from A to Z, and look at who may need help. So, and I put it out there because I have a lot of contacts, and I'm going through them thinking, okay, who can I help? Who can I support? How can I share? Help each other out. And so definitely, if anybody knows anybody, feel free to reach out, either social media. I got my Facebook business page, Instagram, LinkedIn, but mostly Facebook business page and Instagram is where I'm at, or Twitter or whatnot. But I'm not on TikTok yet. Well, I am, but I haven't done any videos yet.
Well, I mean, there's got to be something there. I've seen some TikToks of like real estate agents, like falling into swimming pools and stuff like that because they've had a bad day.
Falling in? You mean jumping in? I would just jump in.
Well, this is true. Both. Some jump in, some just kind of keep walking and face plant into the pool.
Jessica Oates, the mortgage broker I mentioned earlier with that advice about cryptocurrency, she actually has a TikTok, and she does little reels. She does little videos. She said she was going to do one next week. I forget what it was about. It was going to be a funny one, something about obviously mortgages, something about, what they should, the interest rates they're talking about going up on the 26th of this month. And what should I do? Should I lock in? They're going to go up 8%. And it's just like they never go up 8% all at one time, just like that. But they are chatting about that, and we'll see. They talked about it in June. They're going to do it, and in October, probably 0.25% each time. And usually that's all they go up at a time. They don't go up drastically fast. But there is word on the street that it might go up even on the 26th when they meet. So we'll find out next week on the show.
All right. Well, we should probably take a break now. If people want more information about what you do as a realtor, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
We're back with more right after this.